If you want to build a sustainable business, one of the most important things that you can do is learn how to establish a solid financial foundation. I know that for a lot of people, numbers just aren't their favorite. Maybe you've never been a math person, or maybe you're just not a numbers person. Maybe you don't really like dealing with your personal finances, and so you've been avoiding your business finances in the same way. But a little bit of tough love here. Those problems are never going to sort themselves out by avoiding them. So today we're going to talk about some of the basic principles that you need to have an understanding of financially in order to be able to grow your business. I've had the pleasure of working with dozens of different business owners, and one thing that I see that comes up over and over again is they don't understand how much money they're actually making. So most people do understand what their revenue is because that's the sexy number that everybody likes to talk about. But in terms of the actual profit they're making every month, that's something where there tends to be a bit of a gap. One of the reasons that this is problematic is it makes it really difficult for businesses to know how much to pay themselves. And if you're not paying yourself in your business and you're not making any profit, you actually have less of a business and more of just a really time-consuming hobby. To set yourself up for success in this arena, there's 4 important things you need to consider as you're starting out. The first one is to ensure that your personal and business finances are completely separated. This means separate bank accounts, separate PayPal accounts, separate credit cards. You want to make sure that all of your expenses are completely separated out. So if you're buying anything from your business, it is only coming from your business funds. I would also really encourage you that if you're not great at handling your own personal money, or if you really have no desire to learn about bookkeeping, as soon as you can afford it, hire a good bookkeeper that can help you to keep things on track. Second, in order to be profitable, you have to have a really good understanding of what your expenses are and how much it actually costs you to deliver the product or service that you deliver. This really needs to take into account everything that goes into it. So you might have software, you might have contractors that you're paying. Any fees or any charges that go towards whatever it is that you're delivering needs to be taken into account. And an important part of this, which a lot of entrepreneurs skip over, is how much money it would cost them to deliver that particular service. So a lot of us, as we're starting our businesses, we're people who are really good at bootstrapping, and we're probably people who did everything in our businesses to start off with. One of the dangers of that, though, is we start to devalue our time and not recognize how much it's actually worth. So when you're going through and trying to figure out how much it costs you to deliver a particular service, you want to take a look at how much it would cost to hire somebody to replace you for the work that you're doing in delivering that service, and then make sure that you have a really good idea then of how much it truly costs you for that service. A really important element in determining how much it will cost you to deliver is knowing how much of your own time or your team's time goes into that product or service. And a great way to do this is to do time tracking. And you want to do time tracking over several iterations of this exact same project so you can know really quickly at a glance how long it takes to really deliver that particular thing. This benefits your business in a couple of ways. One, it makes sure that you're actually profitable for what it is that you're offering. And two, it actually enables you to give really quick and accurate quotes when people come to you looking to have that same service fulfilled for them. It's also really important to take a look at your financial goals and see if it's actually realistic for you to hit them with the type of service or product that you're currently offering. So let's say, for example, that you offer a service that is $1,000 per month, and your goal is to hit revenue of $10,000 per month. So that seems pretty straightforward. That means that you need 10 clients at $1,000 a month to reach your $10,000 goal. But once you start time tracking, you might start to realize that the amount of time that you're actually investing into each one of those clients per month is a lot more than you thought. So let's say, for example, you realize that with the service that you're providing, it actually takes 40 hours per month to fulfill on your client contract. So all of a sudden you have 40 hours per client, you have 10 clients per month. That's 400 hours per month that you need to be able to provide. Obviously, you're not going to be able to handle those on your own unless you want to work 100-hour weeks, which I certainly hope that you're not. So you have a couple of different options that you can consider. You could, for example, begin to hire some team members that could help you deliver some of those client needs. Another alternative is to look at raising your prices so that for that same amount of work that you're doing, you're actually getting more money per client per month that will help you to reach those revenue goals. Or third, it might be time to take a really close look at what it is that you're actually providing for that service. Is there a way that you could structure your packages differently? Is there a way that you could make your service more efficient so it would take less of your hours? There's a lot of things that you can do in terms of your offer to make sure that you are setting yourself up to actually be able to hit the goals that you want to in terms of revenue every month. I would really encourage you to go and speak to a knowledgeable accountant who can help you to figure out how much of your money you need to be putting aside for taxes every month. You definitely don't want to have a surprise in the spring where you have an enormous tax bill that you weren't expecting. And if you are a freelancer or self-employed, there are some different things that you need to consider and make sure that you're putting enough money aside so those type of surprises don't happen. Once you have a really good handle on your expenses and how much money you should be setting aside for taxes, along with what you're going to be paying yourself monthly, you'll start to have profit that's building up in your business. Rather than just taking that money out and spending it, I would really encourage you to set some of that money aside in a special savings account that is used only for emergency purposes, just like you would in your personal finances, to build up a bit of an emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of expenses is a really great idea to have on hand so that when something unexpected comes up, it won't sink your business. There's lots of different things that can come up unexpectedly, from things like clients not paying their bills, or maybe you have a slow month, or maybe you're unable to work for a particular time period, or you have an unexpected chargeback. And we want to make sure that that doesn't have a significant detrimental impact on your business. And being able to set this up ahead of time and to be able to have that profit put into an emergency fund gives you that buffer that you need so that those surprises become inconveniences and not emergencies. Knowing these numbers informs all of the decisions in your business. Who you can hire, how much you can pay them, if you can give yourself a raise, how much you should be charging your clients. And it's so important to be able to go back to data to help you to make these decisions rather than just by going on gut feeling. I hope that this information has empowered you to take the next step to shore up your business finances. And I would love for you to let me know in the comments below how you feel about numbers. You love them or hate them?